In addition to Johnny and Plank bathing together and a lot more way too close to be just friend shit, they also sleep in the same bed. These two need to get a room. Oh wait, this is the room.
You beat me again, you jackrabbit, you!
Actually, the race was to the bed, not to the pillow. You both landed in the bed at approximately the same time.
Let's read this one. Conrad the Lonely Stump.
Why would you read this book to Plank? Plank was a tree at one point in his life. This is like a horror story for Plank.
Dickie Patford.
It's easy to assume that's a shout out to the storyboard artist, but I'm not buying it. I think it's just their way to say Dickie on a kid's show.
One must use a palette of words to paint images, blend sentences, and project them in an interesting way.
Boring!
Yeah, boring.
That's fine. Call the art of storytelling boring. Just remember those people are winning Oscars for it and making millions off those masterclass courses, and Johnny can suck it. A boy having a picture of a flower in his bedroom. Thankfully nowadays it's not frowned upon as much for a male to be in touch with his feminine side, but this was 2001.
I was strolling down the sidewalk.
If Eddy's been walking on the sidewalk, that means he must have purposely walked onto the grass for no reason other than to kill this flower. Eddy is a dick. In Look Into My Eds, Eddy turns Kevin into what he's always wanted him to be, which is a monkey. But in that episode, he became more of a full-blooded monkey who couldn't even speak. Here, he's more of a monkey-human hybrid. Why, Eddy? So, in his fantasy, Eddy owns a giant building filled with jawbreakers surrounded by fountains and statues of himself, so why doesn't he have like a limo or a personal driver? It's a dream sequence after all.
Please sign on the dotted line, Rolf.
That's not the dotted line! In Eddy's fantasy, Kevin is a monkey boy and Naz is in a bikini. The only neighborhood kid who's the same is Sarah. This is very unlike Eddy. Eddy hates Sarah. Sarah should be in a straitjacket with her lips sewn shut.
He's so self-absorbed.
Again, this is Eddy's fantasy, and while Eddy is undeniably self-absorbed, in this sequence you'd think the kids would refer to him as handsome or cool. Wait a minute, that's another thing. Why isn't Eddy tall in this dream sequence? You can actually hear Johnny's voice in this crowd of screaming kids. Johnny's not in this story, though. Here we've got some jawbreakers from the good old US of A. But Eddy also has jawbreakers from Georgia, Alaska, California, and New Jersey, all of which are located in the USA, so... And if that's not enough, here's some from Los Angeles, which is located in California, and some from Atlanta, which is located in Georgia. From country to city to state to who the fuck is categorizing these jawbreakers? Also, there's not a snowball's chance in hell somebody's making jawbreakers in Chernobyl. Nobody lives there, and the jawbreakers would probably be radioactive. This bin says Safrica. I'm guessing that means South Africa, but then there's one bin that just says Korea, not specifying if they're from North or South Korea, and unlike North and South Africa, those are two different countries. There's a bin here near the bottom that says Korea, and then when Eddy rides Ed up, there's another. Maybe Eddy's got good connections with Kim Jong whoever was ruling at that time? Also, two from Cuba. He must be in touch with Castro or something. Dream Eddy is a monster.
The square root of a piece of pie?
No, Double D, the square root minus a piece of pie.
Some of the square root minus a piece of pie.
What the hell would be the point of a jawbreaker bank anyways? Are these kids saving them for a special occasion? They're kids, and it's candy, so there are no special occasions. This file is labeled Labels. It's Labelception. Jimmy's white jawbreaker turns into a more pale yellow colored one. And now it's white again. Now it's yellow again.
Frank and I want a real story with stuff like Octopus's Garden, Silver Hammers, and Mr. Kite.
Those are some great Beatles references right there. But what about stories with Rocky Raccoons and Strawberry Fields? Can I get a cuckoo cachoo? I guess not.
The Kanker sisters were planning to foil the Brave Ed's attempts with...
Attempts at what? What are the Brave Eds trying to do? You have to tell me. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be rooting for here.
Flee in the name of Blanche the Rhubarb!
So Ed doesn't understand a word Double D says, but can understand Rolf?
Baby sister!
Your baby sister is fine. See? She doesn't get squished. That being said, wouldn't Ed's perfect story have Sarah being squished to death so she can stop telling Mom once and for all? Also, did those potatoes make the Kankers grow an extra toe?
Nemo soup! Deodorant!
So Ed's afraid of cleaning products here, even though there was an episode where they gave him a bath and he didn't seem to care. And then there's that episode where they wound up in Kevin's bathtub and Ed asked for the soap. When did this phobia start? And if Ed thinks chickens can turn houses into soap, why does he still love them so much?
Ed, your story's getting weird.
It's just now getting weird? Like the part with the over-radiated mashed potatoes wasn't weird? Either Double D's eye shrunk or the color scheme is messed up here.
Gracious, Ed, what an enchanted world you live in.
Double D's mouth doesn't open until the camera starts panning over to him.
It was your part that put him to sleep.
I find it hard to believe of the 3 stories told, Ed's was the one that could put somebody to sleep. Are they sawing through the wall with May's teeth? Probably not, but that's sure what it looks like. Marie has a completely different shirt on.
It's a never-ending story.
Then where's Falcor?
Yap, yap, blah, blah, dribble, dribble, dribble.